Hey everyone, Jonathan Smith here with Vermeer Southeast. Got a 2440 out here, and I wanted to show some of the features that you guys are really asking about, and it's the AutoCarve and the AutoDrill. Luckily, found some talent out here in the yard to kind of go over some of the questions and how to set that stuff up. Let's go over here and see what it looks like. So I found Scott Brown here out in the yard messing with this 2440 already. So let's pick his brain on some of the AutoCarve and AutoDrill functions and how to set that up real quick. Scott, I'm glad I caught you out here. A lot of the customers have been asking me or telling me they know that these two features are on the drill, but maybe we got to go into a little bit more in depth on how to set them up and maybe some of the why behind the AutoDrill portion of it. But let's start off with the AutoCarve. How do we set that up?
Okay, well, the AutoCarve is really simple. And the main idea behind AutoCarve is you want to keep that center point, you know, the direction you want to go in the middle. And that's what it does for you. If, say for instance, we wanted to come up, so we would rotate this around at 12 o'clock. And once we got to 12 o'clock, on our rotation handle, our left rotation handle, we just pull that trigger up. And we get this icon in the middle of our rotation gauge. And that icon shows us that one, that the AutoCarve is on, the other is the degrees of how much it's going to turn each side.
Okay, so if I'm understanding that right, if you turn it down, it's going to be a tighter rock. And if you turn it up, it's going to allow a little bit more play in the rock.
Yep,
okay.
And how you do that is you'll see your AutoCarve button here, you mash that button and the center lights up blue. And then this knob will actually adjust in the amount of degrees for the AutoCarve.
Wow. Okay. All right, cool. Well, let's go in depth about the AutoDrill. What does that kind of look like, and maybe what is the why behind and when we would use that particular feature while we're drilling?
Okay, the AutoDrill actually controls the thrust of the machine, the thrust speed and pressures, and there's three different modes, and the three different modes is for three different things. The first one, say if you're just pulling pipe, you've already pre-reamed your hole, you want to pull that pipe, same speed consistently the whole time. We've got our auto button here. We've got a little icon in the center of our screen, and we can scroll through. Off, of course, it's off. Speed, thrust, and rotation. Well, say we're pulling our pipe, we want to go on speed. We want to pull at the same speed. So we'll get going.
And right now you're setting the speed you want manually.
Pretty close,
okay.
Yeah. And I'll hit my green button and let go of my sticks. And what that does is that takes a snapshot of what I just did. So if I hold the AutoDrill button down, just hold it down, it will go back to where I hit the button. And if I wanted to fine tune that, say right now it's set at 6 feet a minute, I can hit my thrust button and I can turn that up or down.
Wow.
So I can fine tune it to a foot a minute if I need to, or turn it up faster if I'm getting closer and it's going pretty good.
So what about the other two modes on that?
Okay, the other mode that we'll mainly use will be the rotation mode. And what this does is, say you're pre-reaming and hard ground, you're pre-reaming in hard ground and just it's slowing down, the engine's bogging because you keep hitting hard spots. So you're constantly doing this.
Feathering the right
Feathering
joystick.
the
Gotcha.
Thrust joystick. What it does is it will read that rotation pressure and it will adjust your speed in relationship to that rotation pressure, so you don't have to touch anything.
Wow.
For instance, we'll start right here. And we'll set it.
So we set that manually, just like
set it manually.
Okay.
And we see the arrow come up on our rotation. Okay, so if we hit this, we can adjust that, and that's going to be the point, the maximum point where the thrust pull actually stops.
So the machine does all the adjustments.
This machine does all the adjustment. You just sit right here and do it.
Wow. That's great stuff. And the third?
And the third one would be maybe you're drilling in rock with a roller cone or an air hammer, and you want to keep your thrust pressure consistent. What you'll do is you'll get the drilling, get it about where you want it, hit your button, you'll see that arrow come up on your thrust side. And what that'll do is it'll rotate and it will go up until that arrow and it'll stop. It won't try to push it any more than that much pressure. So like right now I've got it going real slow. If I turn it,
wow,
it will try to keep up to it. And if I turn it down, it'll slow down or stop.
That's amazing. These things are so smart.
And to turn it off, all you have to, it'll turn off when it reaches either end, or you just touch a joystick.
Unbelievable. Well, there you have it, guys. Those are those two functions that, you know, a lot of people know that's on these drills, but don't really know how to set it up. They need a little bit of help. So I'm glad we can show that to you. And on behalf of everybody here at Vermeer Southeast, have a safe and productive day.